Alright, good morning everyone. From day 8 on board the P&O Azzurra, when today we are in Valletta, Malta, which you can't really see out the window. But yes, today is disembarkation day. Alright guys, well that is the end of the cruise and I'm now back in the smelly UK. So what I want to do is I want to talk to you for a bit about the holiday. I'm going to start off with the value of the holiday. So from all of the solo cruises I've done, which this is the 4th one, this cruise was the most expensive one and by quite a margin as well. So to give you some context into this, my last cruise on the Azzurra, which is very similar to this one, it was a 1-week cruise fly to Tenerife instead of Malta, cost me less than £500. Now this one cost me closer to £1,500. Now it was a higher grade cabin, but there wasn't much difference between the inside and the sea view cabins, which is why I booked the sea view. So yeah, it was about 3 times the price as the last one. To give you another example, my last cruise on the Iona, which was a 2-week cruise in a balcony cabin, cost me closer to £700. Now, obviously, there was no flights with that one, but it was less than half the price for double the length. With the price that I paid for the 1 week on Azura, I could have got 4 weeks on the Iona. Did I enjoy the cruise? Yes, of course I enjoyed the cruise. It was great to be back on the Azura. The weather was fantastic, and I loved the fact that every port I went to was somewhere where I'd never been before. Would I pay $1,500 for it? Probably not. Compared to the other cruises, it seems like less value. Although I'm not sure whether that was because of the flights. Because I realised once I got there, and because I queued up in the wrong queue, that I wasn't on a chartered flight. So I don't know whether that was what pushed the price up. But there you go, that was that. We touched briefly on the itinerary, but I'm going to jump into it again. Fantastic itinerary. Places that I've never been before. The weather was absolutely fantastic the whole time. I think even though I didn't do any shore excursions, which I don't normally do because of the sort of cost involved with that, I felt that I had a good time. Whereas the other ones I was sort of pottering about the port, I felt like I actually got out there and explored the place that we visited a bit more. And it's a very beautiful place. I wouldn't have imagined it. I wouldn't have imagined Croatia being like that, but it was. So that was absolutely fantastic. All right, so let's talk about the accommodation. So obviously, as you know from watching my vlogs, that I was upgraded, although I am a bit skeptical about that, because when I arrived in my upgraded cabin, there was a letter which had the dining options for obviously the people that were in there before me. And there was 3 names in there. Now, interestingly, the cabin that I was upgraded to is listed on the P&O website as having the sort of Pullman beds.
In half a mile,
oh,
at the roundabout.
Sorry,
Take the first exit.
my navigation's going on. So it's advertised on P&O as having the pull-down beds, but there isn't actually any on there. So I wonder whether they put, because there was 3 names in the letter.
Hazard reported ahead.
Oh god, now it's not going to show up now, is it? So I think they might have made a little oopsie on that and put 3 people in a 2-berth cabin, and that's why I was then moved. I could be wrong. It was a higher grade cabin, so I could be wrong, but there you go. It just seems that would be weird how they done the upgrades, because then obviously everything's wrong. My boarding pass is wrong, my luggage tags are wrong. You know, it doesn't really make sense to me to do it like that. But it could be because I've never been upgraded before. So let me know in the comments if you've been upgraded. Did you have the same experience as me? So again, speaking about the cabin, I'll admit to you, the first day, or maybe the first 2 days, I absolutely hated it. It wasn't so much the location. I was further away from where I wanted to be, but it was just a very noisy cabin. I'm not sure what it was underneath me. I think there was a sewage tank underneath me, because it seemed like whenever anyone flushed the toilet, that's what it sounded like. There was like water flushing into a tank, and that was right below my cabin. And I'll admit, for the first 2 nights it did keep me up, but then I managed to sort of get used to it, or it sort of, people stopped going to the toilet. I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, after I sort of got over that, absolutely fine. Being down on deck 5, no problem at all. It was nice to have a window, so I could actually sort of wake up naturally rather than having an alarm clock. I could sort of wake up with the light from the sun, which is really cool. And I think overall it made me more energized throughout the holiday. The food, I've got no complaints against the food. The food was really good. There was a nice selection. Obviously the buffet is a lot smaller than it is on Iona, but I feel there was a good amount of choice for what there was, and they did different things each night, which was pretty cool as well. So no complaints against the food, and those burgers at the grill were absolutely delicious. I think some of the best burgers I've had. So that was really cool. Now, surprisingly, this cruise felt very busy. I'm not sure why that was. It was a lot busier than any other cruise that I've been on. I'm going to have to change lane here because there's a car stopped, which is a bit annoying. So what was I saying? Something about, yeah, so this cruise felt very busy. I'm not sure why that was. It's definitely the busiest I've felt any cruise before. It was sometimes trying to find a sunbed, sometimes trying to get in the buffet was a bit difficult. It was never impossible. There was always stuff available. You just had to sort of walk around a bit to find it, which I've never really had before. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So looking forward to the future. As I said, I'm looking to do 2 more cruises this year. That'll give me another month of holidays this year, which would be really cool. I haven't booked anything yet. I'm still looking at pricing. I think there's one I've pretty much confirmed that I'm doing. So I'm probably going to book that quite soon. See, there's probably already a post on YouTube for that, because once I book it, I'll put a post on YouTube. So check that out. And yeah, I'm just going to continue my drive home, which is always the fun part. At least it's not 2 in the morning this time, which it was last time. So yeah, hopefully I get there.
At the roundabout, take the first exit.
Anyway, what I was saying, I don't know why it's taking me through these country roads, man. I'm sure there's like motorways designed for stuff like this, but I guess there's been an accident or something, I'm not sure. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this series, and I hope you enjoy the next one that'll be coming up very shortly after this video. So I'll see you guys in Southampton, I believe. That'll be fun, won't it? Thanks a lot, guys.
In a quarter of a mile, at the roundabout, take the first exit.
Shut up.